Servus Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. I wanted to make a comment on a newspaper article that I found in the centrist, pseudo-conservative, normie newspaper Welt, Welt.de, their online presence. And it was a commentary, I think, and it said that, even though we have this health crisis now, let's not forget that our irregular traveler crisis in Europe is still ongoing, and it's actually getting worse. Of course, this is not headline news. I mean, it would be naive to assume that. But there was one funny number that it was celebrated in Germany that 26 or 27, I don't remember. So it was below 30, okay? Like a couple of people from the native to the Hindu Kush area, they were put on a plane back to their homeland because they legally had to leave Germany and the EU for that matter. And that was, a big success. Wow, we even under those harsh circumstances with all the security measures and all the health problems, we managed to actually send them back. Great. Well, I think there are right now 250,000 people and maybe 25,000 of that country alone probably that have to legally leave Germany according to our very problematic laws, I would say, and the lax practice and the betrayal of judges who break the law on a daily basis, in my humble opinion. But even according to that very lax and very permissive legislation and these regulations, even according to that, 250,000 people would have to leave Germany. And as you still remember, there is a system in place in the European Union where we bus around people basically from this country to that country and where did you enter the country, where did you first enter the Schengen area, and that country is responsible for you then, blah blah blah. So there is this battle going on between Germany and Italy, for example, or Greece or Spain, and like they push people to us, we try to push them back. It's just bad. I mean, we shouldn't be doing that. They should be sent back home, not from one European country to another. But I think I made that clear in previous videos that cannot be the goal, to just distribute them somehow in Europe. But this is what they're doing. And well, it turns out that this health crisis that we have is leading to the situation now that they still arrive in Germany from the other European countries, but we don't manage to push them back there. So the hope is then, of course, we push them back there and they kind of get rid of them, in the sense that they very kindly and very, with high human rights standards, of course, send them back to their actual homes where they belong. So, but this system doesn't seem to be working. Now it almost seems like that they're using this health situation for pushing these people into Germany and let them just stay there. Yeah. And it is also funny how they keep coming. Like this health situation is not keeping them from coming to Europe or to Germany. No, they're just coming in as before. I mean, you can argue about the numbers, like is it more than before, or like they're still coming, right? They're still getting more, yeah. And the commentary is even saying that, but they don't really question how that can be. Like if you legally want to travel right now, I'm saying like a normal air travel, or just normally going from America to Europe or to Asia or wherever, you need to jump through so many hoops, and you need like tests, and you need certificates, you need visas where you didn't need visas before. It's costly, it's time consuming, it's a lot of hassle. But these people, they don't have anything, They have no checks, they have no visas, they don't even have a passport. They don't even have a name. Their age is made up. It's a complete travesty. It's clown world, absolutely. And they're still making their way somehow into the European Union, into the Schengen area. Beats me. It beats me how even one of them can make it in there. Yeah, the number should be 0 right now. Okay, it's absolutely incredible. How these people still manage to come in somehow when legal travelers can't even travel, and when we say, sending them from one European country to another is not possible. Yeah, how can they then come from other continents to Europe? How can that be? Yeah, but of course the answer. I mean, I'm sorry, my voice got a little bit emotional. I got carried away again, but the answer is of course trivial. Because the people in power want them to come to Europe. That's the only explanation. If they didn't want them to come here, then they could use the same phony arguments the other way around. They could say, oh, sorry, because of this health situation, we cannot for everybody's safety, we cannot allow any border crossings right now. Yeah, they could easily use that if they wanted to. And this, I mean, we can argue about this politician and that politician, this measure and that measure, and it's a scandal, it's a scandal. But in the end, what counts is that you have to realize that the world or Europe or Germany, it is that way because the people who control it, they want it to be this way. Yeah, and this is not happening out of an accident or by chance or somebody wanted this, but it turned out to be differently or something like that, and he didn't know what he did. Or no. There is, I mean, we see that for more than a decade. We see it for a long time right now. The circumstances are that way because they want them this way, and if you say something against that, then you will be getting a problem. Yeah, in Germany, in Europe, and in the United States also. Yeah, they are here because people want them here. And why? Well, make up your mind. It's pretty obvious in my opinion. All right, so that was this commentary, and these commentaries, and I don't mean my commentary now, I mean the source, which is linked down below in the German online newspaper Welt.de. These commentaries are very usual for these centrist, conservative newspapers. This is like how they try to satisfy their audience, their readers by, it's like if you have a family reunion or something, or you have like a circle of friends, and then someone, they hit the table with their fist and they say, wow, I have to say this now, blah, blah, blah. And then they say what they wanted to say, and then they can say, I said what I wanted to say. But does that change anything? No. I mean, it's like, oh. And yeah, the comments are always like, yeah, I agree, good that someone says that. It's so good that we still have people like that in Germany who say what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, great, awesome. Yeah, and where does that lead us? Nowhere, of course, because it still doesn't change the general voting behavior of the people. It doesn't change the power structure, the institutions that have been taken over since the freaking 60s. And it's not the industry. I mean, that's a side. I don't want to get sidetracked now. I want to wrap it up actually, but if you think that big tech or the pharmaceutical industry or the back in the 80s they thought the automotive industry is controlling everything. Yeah, right. It's the politicians and the people who control the politicians. And every now and then, of course, they get bought off maybe by the industry, but in the end it's other people, who are behind the scenes. And if you think that the nuclear industry controlled Germany, well, they're no more. If you think the automotive industry controlled Germany and all the politicians, well, they are just in the process of being dismantled right now in Germany, and they can do nothing about it. Yeah? They're powerless against the decisions of the politicians to just get rid of the automotive industry in Germany, or at least to get rid of their successful business model, which is the internal combustion engine. All right, so with that little side note and the reminder to subscribe to me and also to other content creators on All Tech, of course, I want to conclude this video. Servus, Kameraden.